Alrighty, here we are. Just me this week, and I'm doing it live. Nathan has left the country and has foolishly done so without a laptop. So, instead of delay our third episode, or just work hard and get it done quickly when he does return, I've decided to do it solo, which is fine. We don't mind mixing things up here, do we? So I did a couple things off screen. There was a quest thingy with that dead dude, Rigby. I just had to go back and grab something from the wilds. And also, before we meet Morgan, the quartermaster, he has a backpack for sale, which will expand our inventory. And if we talk to Morgan, that is no longer available. Well, it is available, but it's available again after we talk to Morgan. So you can get it twice doing it that way. And inventory space is always something that should be in infinite demand or infinite supply.
Some supplies, perhaps.
So we will talk to him again. Previously, our inventory was 70. You can see it's now 80. And we can go to the bottom and buy another backpack and expand it to 90. There's also the key we got from the prisoner. This treasure box. We couldn't get it before because the Tranquil was standing right there and advising us not to do so. He has now chosen to stand over here on a tree. Looking mighty cool for a Tranquil, if I do say so myself. I feel like Wynn was standing here and he just chose to just stand right beside her, and she's like, we'll stand over here. He said he was tranquil. He did not, but if we had asked him what will appear after we ask him this, he would have explained it. So let's ask him a question we didn't actually know.
We lose our emotions, but can still play a vital role in the circle. The brand is a minor price to pay. I am pleased to serve as a merchant and artisan, and people do not fear me as they do mages.
I don't need to hear anything more from him. We've already learned what enchantment is, and like I said before, I feel like "you speak strangely" is a bit unnatural for Job to ask, as he does not have the ability to recognize such odd speech patterns. The only other things we can do, aside from the main quest, is pick up a leaflet just laying here. Never noticed that's I guess a dead dog just there. And we can talk to the kennel master who asked us to find a flower. He's not under his little marker, but I can adapt.
Unless I get that herb I told you about, there's not much hope.
Oh, we've got your herb right here.
Let me see. Yeah, that's exactly it. Wonderful. Give me a moment and I'll make this into an ointment. He looks better already. I'm sure he'd thank you himself if he could.
What will happen to him now?
Let's give him a day or two to recover. Why not come back after the battle? Perhaps we can see about imprinting him on you.
You think that's possible?
Maybe. It's likely he understands you're responsible for curing him. Mabari are at least as smart as your average tax collector. Come back after the battle and just...
Tax collectors are pissed after hearing that one. I can just walk on up to him and see how he's doing. He's doing well, I would say. Anywho, Duncan has been patiently waiting.
So you returned from the wilds. Have you been successful?
We have.
Good. I've had the circle mages preparing. With the blood you've retrieved, we can begin the joining immediately.
Perhaps we should mention Morgan and her mother.
There was a woman at the tower, and her mother had scrolls. They were both very... odd.
Were they wilder folk?
I don't think so. They might be apostates. Mages hiding from the Chantry.
I know you were once a Templar, Alistair, but Chantry business is not ours. We have the scrolls. Let us focus on the joining.
I like this line because it does kind of reinforce that Grey Wardens ain't here to do anything except stop the Blight So, as with any main character in a story, we have way too much control on so many things. And I'm going to try to remain neutral or just not concerned about it for a lot of things with Jop, because not only is he a Grey Warden who is apparently a neutral party on all things political, he's also a dwarf, and I feel like he doesn't give a shit about a lot of stuff. Anyways, what would happen if we had second thoughts?
Let me be very clear on that point. You are not volunteers. Whether you were conscripted or recruited, you were chosen because you are needed. There is no turning back now. You must gather your courage for what comes next.
Courage? How much danger are we in?
I will not lie. We Grey Wardens pay a heavy price to become what we are. Fate may decree that you pay your price now rather than later.
Is that why it's so secret?
If only such secrecy were unnecessary, and all understood the necessity of such sacrifice. Sadly, that will never be so.
Let's go then. I'm anxious to see this joining now.
I agree. Let's have it done.
Then let us begin. Alistair, take them to the old temple.
The more I hear about this joining, the less I like it.
Are you blubbering again?
Why all these damn tests? Have I not earned my place?
Maybe it's tradition. Maybe they're just trying to annoy you.
I don't like any of these options. It's been frustrating because I've test played this like 5 times, and I'm always just, I don't know. Let's just say he's having a headache.
I only know that my wife isn't.
All responses don't even matter because
If they had warned
Jory just says this shit regardless.
it just doesn't seem fair.
Would you have come if they'd warned you? Maybe that's why they don't. The Wardens do what they must, right?
Including sacrificing us?
I'd sacrifice a lot more if I knew it would end the Blight.
Again, not a big fan of any of these, but I don't know. I feel like Davith's reply is most interesting if we say, "We don't know that, Davith."
Don't we? The Grey Wardens have saved the world from Darkspawn before. I'd say they know better than anyone what it takes. You saw those Darkspawns tonight. Wouldn't you die to protect your pretty wife from them? Maybe you'll die. Maybe we'll all die. If nobody stops the Darkspawn, we'll die for sure.
I've just never faced a foe I could not engage with my blade.
At last, we come to the joining.
Just wanted to say, oddly noble of Davith, a thief.
When humanity stood on the verge of annihilation, so it was that the first Grey Wardens drank of Darkspawn blood and mastered their taint.
We're going to drink the blood of those creatures.
As the first Grey Wardens did before us, as we did before you. This is the source of our power and our victory.
Those who survive the joining become immune to the taint. We can sense it in the Darkspawn and use it to slay the Archdemon.
What if we're not sure about this? I know I just asked, but remind me.
Since the beginning, the Grey Wardens have been charged with finding those who are strong enough to attempt the joining and recruiting them into our ranks for the good of all. Not all who drink the blood will survive, and those who do are forever changed. This is why the joining is a secret. It is the price we pay. We speak only a few words prior to the joining, but these words have been said since the first. Alistair, if you would.
Join us, brothers and sisters. Join us in the shadows where we stand vigilant. Join us as we carry the duty that cannot be forsworn. And should you perish, know that your sacrifice will not be forgotten. And that one day, we shall join you.
Davith, step forward. I am sorry, Davith. Step forward, Jory.
But I have a wife, a child. Had I known...
There is no turning back.
No! You ask too much. There is no glory in this.
I always feel like this is an irrational decision by Duncan. Just force him to drink it if you're going to murder him, because maybe he survives, and I'm sure he doesn't feel like killing us after. Or he dies and we have the same end result.
It is not yet complete. You are called upon to submit yourself to the Tate for the group.
Tough to follow up for Jop, though. I just saw 2 people die immediately, and
From this moment,
confidently takes a swig.
you are a Grey Warden.
I also don't know how he knows we survive, given this, but knew that Davith was also dead when he had his white eyes.
It is finished. Welcome.
2 more deaths. In my joining, only one of us died, but it was horrible. I'm glad at least one of you made it through.
How do you feel?
I wasn't prepared for that.
Such is what it takes to be a Grey Warden.
Did you have dreams? I had terrible dreams after my joining.
Such dreams come when you begin to sense the Darkspawn, as we all do. That and many other things can be explained in the months to come.
Before I forget, there is one last part to your joining. We take some of that blood and put it in a pendant. Something to remind us of those who didn't make it this far.
Take some time. When you're ready, I'd like you to accompany me to a meeting with the King.
What kind of meeting?
The King is discussing strategy for the upcoming battle. I am not sure why he has requested your presence. The meeting is to the west, down the stairs. Please attend as soon as you're able.
I assume it's because he can tell I am a wise general, and that my input would be valued. But yeah, it doesn't really make sense why he would ask for us, but let's race Duncan there, and he will teleport to beating us, and we'll slowly walk on over beside him, where we can peek over the shoulder of Kalen during this conversation.
The Darkspawn Horde is too dangerous for you to be playing hero on the front lines.
That's the case. Perhaps we should wait for
There I
the
am.
Legion forces to join us after all.
I must repeat my protest to your fool notion that we need the Orlesians to defend ourselves.
It is not a fool notion. Our arguments with the Orlesians are a thing of the past, and you will remember who is king.
How fortunate Marek did not live to see his son ready to hand Ferelden over to those who enslaved us for a century.
Then our current forces will have to suffice, won't they? Duncan, are your men ready for battle?
They are, Your Majesty.
And this is the recruit I met earlier on the road? I understand congratulations are in order.
I don't feel that special, I'm afraid.
Oh, but you are. Every Grey Warden is needed now more than ever.
Your fascination with glory and legends will be your undoing, Kalen. We must attend to reality.
Fine. Speak your strategy. The Grey Wardens and I draw the Darkspawn into charging our lines, and then?
You will alert the tower to light the beacon, signaling my men to charge from
To
cover.
flank the Darkspawn, I remember. This is the Tower of Ishal in the ruins, yes? Well, who shall light this beacon?
I have a few men stationed there. It's not a dangerous task, but it is vital.
Then we should send our best. Send Alistair and the new Grey Warden to make sure it's done.
You mean I won't be fighting in the battle?
We need the beacon. Without it, Loghain's men won't know when to charge.
You see? Glory for everyone.
You rely on these Grey Wardens too much. Is that truly wise?
Enough of your conspiracy theories, Loghain. Grey Wardens battle the Blight no matter where they're from.
Your Majesty, you should consider the possibility of the Archdemon appearing.
There have been no signs of any dragons in the wilds.
Isn't that what your men are here for, Duncan?
Yes, Your Majesty.
Your Majesty, the tower and its beacon are unnecessary. The
We
Circle
will
of
not
Magi...
trust any lives to your spells, Mage. Save them for the Darkspawn.
Enough. This plan will
I feel like who knows what the mage had to say, but surely we could have continued to discuss battle plans.
Glorious moment. The Grey Wardens battle beside the King of Ferelden.
No need to hear from him. It's not going to be of any use. And they're just like, you're probably right, unbiased chantry leader.
You heard the plan. You and Alistair will go to the Tower of Ishal and ensure the beacon is lit.
What? I won't be in the battle.
This is by the...
I said the same thing, Alistair.
If the beacon is not lit, Tern Logain's men won't know when to charge.
So he needs 2 Grey Wardens standing up there holding the torch, just in case, right?
Where is this Tower of Ishal exactly?
The tower is on the other side of the gorge from the king's camp, the way we came when we arrived. You'll need to cross the gorge and head through the gate and up to the tower entrance. From the top, you'll overlook the entire valley.
Where will you be?
I will be fighting beside the king with the rest of the Grey Wardens. Again, at his request. We will signal you when the time is right. Alistair will know what to look for.
Are we in any danger?
Of course, even the best laid plans go awry. So do what you must. I trust you both.
Just not enough to actually fight with the rest of you.
There will be plenty of battles, Alistair. Be patient.
What if a archdemon appears?
If it does, leave it to us. I want no heroics from either of you.
Can we join afterward?
Stay with the Terran's men and guard the tower. If you are needed, we will send word.
How much time do we have?
To begin. Once I leave, move quickly. You'll have less than an hour.
Well, I've got it all understood.
I must join the others. From here, you two are on your own. Remember, you are both Grey Wardens. I expect you to be worthy of that title.
Duncan, may the Maker watch over you.
May he watch over us all! Well, a very cool cutscene is about to happen. 2 things I'd like to say before that, though, regarding the cutscene. There is a dog that is killed, and I feel like the onlookers are just devastated by this. And there's like, you know, thousands of deaths going on. And they're just like, oh, the dog. And also, there's a point where King Kalen is like feverishly looking, analyzing the battle. And I just really get like Lord Farquaad vibes from Shrek during the, I don't know what it would be called, but the tournament to rescue Princess Fiona, in which Shrek comes in and then he becomes a target. I don't know. Maybe you'll understand what I'm talking about. Maybe not.
The plan will work, Your Majesty.
Of course it will. The Blight ends here.
Also, this guy gives a funny look. A little too charismatic with that eyebrow. And that's the Lord Farquaad there.
Let's cross the bridge and get to the Tower of Ishal.
Let's. This guy always gets up and I feel it's a bit strange. But he'll keep shooting down here below. I feel at this point a bow or an arrow is just like a 50-50 kill, like either your own team or the enemy. Can't really predict anything with the shot from this far away.
They're everywhere. They've taken the tower. You're Grey Wardens, aren't you? The tower, it's been taken.
What are you talking about, man? Taken how?
The Darkspawn came up to the lower chambers. They're everywhere. Most of our men are dead.
The lower chambers. We heard about those earlier. Anyways, we have 2 more buddies joining us, a mage and a warrior, so that means we will continue to not be able to pick locks, which is no good. But oh well. I guess I have more to level up. Do I? I don't know what I did wrong there, but... Oh. Okay, well, we're in a battle now. Because I have 2 skill points, and I always forget. Normally I would be shield bashing here, but forgot to level up. Not that I forgot, I just don't know how to, apparently. Good to see our mages frontlining it with us. Another guy, I guess he's, yeah, way up here. I don't remember ever having to go up there, though. But, let's go. Let's get him, Alistair. Take some of his stuff, as well as all the other corpses we must loot, and then level up, and then we can continue on with our very time-sensitive quest. It's odd to me that I can't just level up 1 skill, but... Oh, I could. Okay, never mind. My complaint is unwarranted. Anyways, now we can shield bash, just like Alistair. But we will have to be careful, because we don't want to shield bash the same guy Alistair is going to. Go. Unfortunately, I can't even shield bash because I have no stamina. I can shield bash now. Still very early in the game, so there's not much strategy to most fights, but there's at least one layer of, I don't know, tactics, which would be not shield bashing the same person Alistair does. He will always just shield bash whoever. And I gotta make sure he has it on cooldown, or is fighting someone else if I'm gonna use mine. Otherwise, he will just shield bash the exact same time as me. Very good. Another battle cleared. And let's loot a little more dead darkspawn. Here's a chest, the first of many, which we will not be able to do anything with, sadly. So, into the Tower of Ishal we go. What will we find there? Who can say? But if there's one thing I know, we shouldn't expect any traps at all. Let's go. I was gonna say, I don't know why they didn't go off, but I guess Amos was fleet of foot enough to not trigger it. So one thing I like doing is you can shield bash, like, you know, there's a animation time. Oh, never mind, I fucked it up. But maybe I can do it later. Oh, never mind, I did it right there. If you time it right, you can just kind of do it while he's running away, and then he'll just get sucked back to you. And oh boy, is it a good feeling. But not today. Just checking the battle. Our buddy's pretty low, but so am I. Let's see if we can draw their fire. Nice. And this guy's focusing on our mage. Everyone survives. We're good at staying alive. Carrying on. Opening a door, and who could have seen it coming? More people to attack. Find out which one Alistair is targeting. Oh, what are you doing, buddy? Where are you going? And then shield bash the guy he's not targeting. Is why I always have to pay attention to this guy. And there's a little... Oh, there's a couple. See if we can't taunt them. Get them to focus on us. That's just good tanking right there. Alistair really came in with some aggression there. As we head into the next room, we can see the pathway to the lower chambers, which is presumably how the Darkspawn, I always want to call them Herlocks or Genlocks, but they are Darkspawns overall. This is where they presumably burst through and infiltrated, even though we were told earlier that Logain's men were surveying the area. Oh well. What can you expect? Nicely done, everyone. Now the old trusted rinse and repeat of looting the corpses. And then heading up to floor number 2. How many floors are there? Who can say?
Maker's breath. What are these Darkspawn doing ahead of the rest of the Horde? There wasn't supposed to be any resistance here.
You could try telling them they're in the wrong place. Like, obviously that's like a snappy kind of sarcastic answer, but with Jop I just feel like he legitimately thinks maybe they just are confused.
Right, because clearly this is all just a misunderstanding. We'll laugh about this later. At any rate, we need to...
Jop nodding along as he says that. Yeah.
Light the signal fire in time. Terran Logain will be waiting for the signal.
Anyways, we gotta get that signal fire lit. Terran Logain is just standing there waiting for us. Let's head left. Ah! More Genlock! There's a wooden crate here. Coming up, we will have a kind of a unique little area. It's not that special, but we get ballistas to our disposal. And I try my best to utilize them, but I've done this area, I think, 3 times strictly using ballistas. Not strictly, but like with it consciously in my mind as a part of the strategy. And it's extremely hit or miss, so we'll see how it goes. For now, just spam this. Alright, this guy's getting killed because he is caught in the crossfires. So we will send him to the other ballista. And then spam away. Wait, what? I think he shot himself there. That would... But yeah, they just kind of get repeatedly pummeled by it. But unfortunately, you can't, like, you could, but it's too much micromanaging for me to bother with, so... Oh no. Who's this? So, just a few shots, and then back to business as usual. No more playing around. This guy's about to die, so... Let's just send him over here. Oh, he is dead. Okay. I thought Alistair was in there. But oh well. I'm not too worried about these guys getting knocked out because, as the name... I don't even know what his name is. Tower Guard would imply. He is not an important person in any regard. So who cares what happens to him? I mean, obviously, it's a slight disadvantage for us to be weakening him, but he will not be with us for long, I'm afraid. I believe the next room is also a fun little unique room. I could be wrong, though. It looks like I'm wrong because I can see in the mini-map over here it is stairs. Yes, this room is not special at all. Jop is excited nonetheless. Here we go. There we go. Another floor cleared. A lot of bodies to scavenge. And a little more experience.
Desire, of course.
Let's see what's ahead. As long as it's not a big room with a fireplace in the middle, I'll be happy.
Low gain better be ready to charge.
It's a big room, but... Oh no. I guess you wouldn't call that a fireplace. So all is well. Oh, there's some enemies there. Oh, surprise! There's 2 here as well. Guy in the back. Hoping the team can help me out and kill these guys before they kill me. A little close for comfort, but we did it. Let's stand around for a second while Jop regains his health. As you desire. All healed up. Let's pop open the door. And what's this? A lever. Why don't we pull it and find out what happens? Oh. So these little doggies will help us for a battle or two, which is nice. It's kind of annoying how the experience works in this game, because you only get experience based on your kills. So ideally you'd want Alistair and Jop getting every single kill in this battle, or in every battle. But I don't know. It's a little fun to mix things up, though it is disadvantageous to you overall. Okay. Well done, my friends. Well done. Nothing else going here. Another little having fun doing stuff with the game. We'll tell everyone to just stand here. Jop's just gonna open this door and then run away. Actually, I think I want to go a little further. There we go. That should be enough. You guys can all do whatever you want. The reason I didn't want them all here is because the mage just gets kind of like stuck over here all the time, and he has died on me every time trying to do this. Whereas this is a little safer. Good job, Alistair. Focus on the guys in the back, while everyone else just focuses on a linear, who is the closest to me, battle attack strategy. And isn't that nice? Everyone's doing pretty good. I'm a little sad to see one doggy didn't get in the battle, but oh well. They will guard this hallway with their lives. For that I am confident. You can hear some menacing growls up ahead. What that could be? Well, I know exactly what it is. But it's something to build the mood, I say. Glad to see Alistair focused on the guy in the back, because I accidentally shield bashed that other guy too early. A lot of times Alistair would just take him out as well. Or like shield bash him, just like I did. I should have leveled up Alistair before that battle. Not that it was much of a battle. So let's do that now. Head on up to the next floor. Yeah. My only hope is that we don't blindly sprint into the middle of the room before analyzing the situation. You fucking idiots. Just kidding, I knew that was gonna happen. Anyways, we got a big boy. One thing you want to do is not get grabbed by him. Oh dear.
There's so many!
There's so many. Ooh. So far so good. We haven't been grabbed. Get up, dude. I'm a little weak, so let's hope we can finish him off. Okay, I'm one hit. Nice. Usually there's a very cool cinematic kill with it, but oh well. Yeah. conductors, or what are they called? I think it's a conductor. So a little off key with what's going on. Anyways, here's the beacon. So let's light it up. Right on cue.
Sound the retreat.
But what about the king? Should we not...
Do as I command.
Pull out! All of you, let's move!
What, an Earth? On Earth? What, the Earth? Jeez Louise, eh?
Ah, your eyes finally open. Mother shall be pleased.
I remember you. The girl from the wilds, I believe.
I am Morrigan, lest you have forgotten, and we are in the wilds, where I am bandaging your wounds. You are welcome, by the way. How does your memory fare? Do you remember Mother's rescue?
My memory never fares too well. She rescued me? You mean from the tower?
Mother managed to save you and your friend, though 'twas a close call. What is important is that you both live. The man who was to respond to your signal quit the field. The Darkspawn won your battle. Those he abandoned were massacred. Your friend, he is not taking it well.
My friend? You mean Alistair?
The suspicious dim-witted one who was with you before, yes.
I feel like that
He is outside
applies to all three people I was with when she met me. Though, of course, we know that the other two are not the ones she's speaking of. Why does your mother want to see me?
I do not know. She rarely tells me her plans.
Were my injuries severe?
But I expect you shall be fine. The Darkspawn did nothing Mother could not heal.
Thank you for helping me, Morrigan.
You were welcome. Though Mother did most of the work, I am no healer.
I have some questions, if you don't mind.
I do not mind. Take your time.
Wonderful. Are we safe here? Where are the Darkspawn?
We are safe for the moment. Mother's magic keeps the Darkspawn away. Once you leave, 'tis uncertain what will happen. The Horde has moved on, so you might avoid it.
Why did your mother save us?
I wonder at that myself. But she tells me nothing. Perhaps you were the only ones she could reach. I would have rescued your king. A king would be worth a much higher ransom than you.
Much, much higher.
What a sensible attitude. Mother is seldom sensible, however.
How did you manage to rescue
She
us?
turned into a giant bird and plucked the two of you from atop the tower, one in each talon.
Ah.
If you do not believe that tale, then I suggest you ask Mother yourself. She may even tell you.
Are there any other survivors besides us?
Only stragglers that are long gone. You would not want to see what is happening in that valley now.
Why? What's going on over there?
Are you sure you want me to describe it?
Sure.
I had a good view of the battlefield. 'Tis a grisly scene. There are bodies everywhere, and Darkspawn swarm them, feeding, I think. They also look for survivors and drag them back down beneath the ground. I cannot say why.
So those survivors could be rescued, you're saying?
Willing to run into the midst of the Horde, perhaps.
Wonderful. Why did Terran Loghain abandon us? The king!
I don't know who this Loghain even is. Perhaps ask Mother of it.
Okay. I've asked enough.
I agree. 'Tis time you speak with Mother, then be on your way.
Before we be on our way, let's blatantly steal from her. And there's nothing else in this little hut. So let's go outside. There's of course another chest there, but it is locked. It was quite difficult to unlock, unfortunately.
See, here is your fellow Grey Warden. You worry too much, young man.
You're alive. I thought you were dead for sure.
Oh, I'm fine. I appreciate your concern.
Oh, this doesn't seem real. If it weren't for Morrigan's mother, we'd be dead on top of that tower.
Do not talk about me as if I am not present, lad.
I didn't mean... But what do we call you? You've never told us your name?
Names are pretty, but useless. The chastened folk call me Flemeth. I suppose it will do.
The Flemeth? From the legends? Daveth was right. You're the Witch of the Wilds, aren't you?
And what does that mean? I know a bit of magic, and it has served you both well, has it not?
If you're Flemeth, you must be very old and powerful.
Must I?
Yes.
Age and power are relative. It depends on who is asking. Compared to you, yes, on both counts.
Then why didn't you save Duncan? He was our leader.
I am sorry for your Duncan, but your grief must come later. In the dark shadows before you take vengeance, as my mother once said. Duty must come now. It has always been the Grey Warden's duty to unite the lands against the Blight. Or did that change when I wasn't looking?
It might have, but we will say, of course not.
But we were fighting the Darkspawn. The king had nearly defeated them. Why would Loghain do this?
Now that is a good question. Men's hearts hold shadows darker than any tainted creature. Perhaps he believes the Blight is an army he can outmaneuver. Perhaps he does not see that the evil behind it is the true threat.
The Archdemon.
Having watched all of Game of Thrones since last playing this game, I feel like the overall plot is kind of similar. How there's the political struggle and vying for power and deception, while kind of overlooking the mass global crisis of, just indisputable evil killing us all, much like the White Walkers and Winter is Coming. Are they called White Walkers? I think so. Just murdering everyone from the north, and meanwhile they're like, who should be king? Anyways, what is this archdemon you speak of?
It is said that long ago, the Maker sent the old gods of the ancient Tevinter Imperium to slumber in prisons deep beneath the surface. An archdemon is an old god awakened and tainted by darkspawn. Believe that or not, history says it's a fearsome and immortal thing, and only fools ignore history.
Will you help us fight this blight, Flemeth?
Me? I am just an old woman who lives in the wilds. I know nothing of blights and darkspawn.
Well, whatever Loghain's insanity, he obviously thinks the Darkspawn are a minor threat. We must warn everyone this isn't the case.
And who will believe you? Unless you think to convince this Loghain of his mistake.
He just betrayed his own king. If Al Eamon knew what he did at Ostagar, he would be the first to call for his execution.
Is this someone important, Arl Eamon?
I suppose. Al Eamon wasn't at Ostagar. He still has all his men. And he was Kaelin's uncle. I know him. He's a good man, respected in the Landsmeet. Of course, we could go to Redcliffe and appeal to him for help.
Yeah, I don't know. Everyone will see the danger in the blight, right?
You could wait for the archdemon to make its appearance. I imagine that might be convincing.
That's true.
It's been centuries since the last blight. Nobody will take it seriously until it's too late.
Well, I guess there's nothing we can do.
No, I can't accept that. We can't just give up.
You
Oh.
have more at your disposal than you think.
Of course! The treaties! Grey Wardens can demand aid from dwarves, elves, mages, and other places. They're obligated to help us during a blight.
I may be old, but dwarves, elves, mages, this Arl Eamon, and who knows what else. This sounds like an army to me.
So can we do this? Go to Redcliffe and these other places and build an army?
Whoa. Let's not get ahead of ourselves here.
Take one step at a time. But it is not so bad to know where those steps will lead you, yes?
It's always been the Grey Warden's duty to stand against a blight. And right now, we're the Grey Wardens.
So you are set then, ready to be Grey Wardens.
Let's see. Yes. Thank you for everything, Flemeth.
No, thank you. You are the Grey Wardens.
You're welcome.
Not I. Now, before you go, there is yet one more thing I can offer you.
The stew is bubbling, Mother dear. Shall we have 2 guests for the eve, or none?
The Grey Wardens are leaving shortly, girl. And you will be joining them.
Such a shame. What?
You heard me, girl. The last time I looked, you had ears.
Thank you, but if Morgan doesn't want to join us, that's fine.
Even better, she knows the wilds and how to get past the Horde.
Have I no say in this?
You have been itching to get out of the wilds for years. Here is your chance. As for you, Wardens, consider this repayment for your lives.
Very well. Come along, Morgan.
Look a gift horse in the mouth, but won't this add to our problems? Out of the wilds, she's an apostate.
If you do not wish help from us illegal mages, young man, perhaps I should have left you on that tower.
Point taken.
Mother, this is not how I wanted this. I'm not even ready.
You must be ready. Alone, these two must unite for Eldon against the Darkspawn. They need you, Morrigan. Without you, they will surely fail, and all will perish under the Blight. Even I.
I understand.
And you, Wardens, do you understand? I give you that which I value above all in this world. I do this because you must succeed.
Ho ho, she won't come to harm with us, Mom.
Allow me to get my things, if you please.
I will aggressively give a little folded arm pose.
Grey Wardens. I suggest a village north of the wilds as our first destination. It is not far, and you will find much you need there. Or, if you prefer, I shall simply be your silent guide. The choice is yours.
What do you think, Alistair?
From the way he glares, I imagine that answer is clear.
Do you really want to take her along because her mother says so?
Oh, get over yourself, Alistair.
If you worry that I will summon demons and transform into an abomination, I assure you I will at least wait until you are not looking.
I feel better.
I don't know what any of that means. I have some questions.
I may have answers. Ask.
Are you really Flemeth's daughter?
It was she who raised me, and thus I consider her my mother, born from her womb or not. 'Tis what you meant, yes?
I don't know what a womb is, but just wondering her age.
She would no more tell me than you, I assure you.
Oh. Have you never been outside the wilds?
From time to time. I have been to the village I mentioned, watched its people, and pondered what curious beings they are. On occasion, I purchased goods from the village merchants. There I spoke with men a little. There they stared and knew me as an outsider. Mother wishes for me to expand the horizon of my experience beyond the wilds. Even she was not born here.
Is this what you want?
What I want is to see mountains. I wish to witness the ocean and step into its waters. I want to experience a city rather than see it in my mind. So, yes, this is what I want. Actually, leaving is harder than I thought, however. Perhaps Mother is right. It must simply be done quickly.
Let's hear about this village to the north you love so much.
'Tis a small place of little consequence called Lothering. No more than a stop along your imperial highway where travelers purchase goods from local farms and smiths. I would go more often were it not for the town's chantry. It makes the village particularly intolerant and unpleasant for a stranger such as me.
A chantry? And they never in all this time thought that maybe you were a witch?
Of course they have. They even called out their Templars once. They found nothing.
Everything about this chantry has been pretty inconvenient so far. Is there any reason to go here, this town?
For its tavern, where travelers gather with news from other places. 'Tis small enough that our appearance might go unnoticed. Beyond that, 'tis close, and I know the way.
How are we going to get past these darkspawn swarming the Kakari wilds?
Is how we are going to get your friend past
Oh,
the dark.
sorry.
That's true. We can sense the darkspawn. Conversely, they can sense us.
I sense nothing.
You won't right away. No. It takes time. We should be able to sneak past smaller groups, but larger ones, or particularly intelligent darkspawn, will always detect us.
Mother has given me something else for them to smell instead as we pass by. 'Tis important we head out of the wilds, however, not farther in.
Are they further in the forest? The darkspawn? Is this their camp? Their home base?
Come from underground, like an eruption. They broke through deep within the forest, and that is where they will be most concentrated.
What are your skills?
I know a few spells, though I am nowhere near as powerful as Mother. I have also studied history and your Grey Warden treaties.
Can you cook?
I can cook, yes.
I always think it's a little interesting that Morgan doesn't seem like that great of a mage or anything here. Like, she's pretty modest. She knows a little bit, but she knows that her mother would kick her ass, and I feel like most circle mages are probably stronger than her as well. But she will be our substitute for Alistair, assuming he was the cook. I don't know. We haven't gone over those house rules at all.
Right. My cooking will kill us. That's all I meant.
I also know at least...
I feel like the game tries to pose it as like, oh, the woman can cook. You're a sexist pig if you make her do that. But it's just like, I don't know. She said she could cook.
Farewell, Mother. Do not forget the stew on the fire. I would hate to return to a burned-down hut.
Bah! 'Tis far more likely you will return to see this entire area, along with my hut, swallowed up by the blight.
All I meant was...
Yes, I know. Do try to have fun, dear.
I just feel like Flemeth is such a good voice actress. Anyways, we're not ready to go yet. More conversations afoot.
The time has come to leave the wilds.
Just not with Morgan.
What do you need?
Do you want to talk about Duncan?
I know you didn't know him as long
Perhaps Flemeth can overhear and tell us what she thinks.
I should have handled it better. To put me on the throne. Let's face it. Any of us could die in battle. I shouldn't have lost it, not when so much is riding on us, not with the Blight and...
I wasn't really paying attention. I feel like the dialogue line before that was incorrect. I've had that before where they just glitch and play some other line, but it was hard to hear. Well, no harm done, Alistair.
I'd like to have a... Yes, of course. Maybe once this is all done, if we're still alive. I don't think he had any family to speak of.
That was definitely a glitched line at the beginning. I'm worried he's just gonna drop some major spoiler in one of these lines. He had you, buddy.
It probably sounds stupid, but part of me wishes I was with him in the battle.
Flemeth really whipped her head what? He saved your life. It's a bit blunt, but that's Jop not at all understanding the situation. Yes, that is stupid. You'd be dead.
Yes. I know. I think he came from High Ever. Or so he said. Maybe I'll go up there sometime. See about putting up something in his honor. I don't know. Dwarves don't practice cremation, do they? How do your people honor your dead?
I don't know, but apparently I do know. We entomb our dead within the stone beneath our taigs.
I heard about that, now that I think about it. Their spirits return to the rock, strengthening the foundation of the taig. It sounds so strange.
No stranger than burning people to ashes. I don't know.
Right. Thank you. Really, I mean it. It was good to talk about it, at least a little.
I feel like this is going... Because I was thinking maybe I'll go to High Ever with you is a line I should have been able to say earlier. But maybe I'll be able to go to High Ever with you when you go.
I'd like that. So would he, I think.
Alistair's happy. And last but not least, let's talk to Flemeth.
Have you not left yet? I hope you are not hanging about for some stew.
I was hoping for some stew. But why don't you come with us, buddy?
I prefer to remain here. Considering what the world has done to me, I have already done more than it deserves.
Is the world... No. But you, more powerful than we are.
It is not a matter of power. No one person in all of Thedas has enough power to stand against a blight. Were that the case, sending you two would be quite the jest. What is important is that you are both Grey Wardens. Your task is to unite the land, inspire its men, and turn them from their petty politics to face the archdemon. In that, you are more powerful than I by far. I am but an old woman whom the world has largely forgotten.
What has the world done to you?
That is between the world and me. Your business is elsewhere.
Okay. Could you answer some questions?
Questions. One would think a Grey Warden would be more interested in action.
How long have you lived in the wilds?
Since before I was wrinkled and old. You may think it strange.
Love the way she laughs.
I was once young.
Ha!
Just as Morag
So throaty.
was now. Yes, men desired Flemeth then, and some even killed for her.
Never thought she doesn't seem happy about that line, but that's the line, so let's say you don't seem happy about that.
I am not, nor was I then. It dictated all that followed. But enough. You have your task to complete.
Can I ask you about your magic?
What good would it do you? You are no mage. It is sufficient that I have passed on my knowledge to Morrigan, and I pass her on to you.
Like a worn dress or an old pair of shoes.
Are you still here? You cannot give them away, apparently.
What you gonna do now that we're gone?
Have a moment's peace for once.
I hear the peace of the grave is eternal.
This is the thanks I get for feeding you and putting up with you for this long. Ah, may your child one day treat you the same.
Feed me, she says. Without me, I swear she shall be caked in dirt and eating tree bark inside of a month.
Do you have any advice?
About the Darkspawn?
Darkspawn? No. I don't know. Anything, really.
Then hear this. I laugh at a world full of stupid humans who ignore the Blight's evil and abandon their vigilance to chase mortal goals. Remember, it is up to you to destroy the Blight. Pray not for someone else to destroy it. It will always nip at your heels.
Okay.
Then we are done. Now, if you will excuse me, I have some dinner to eat.
While Flemeth enjoys her stew, we shall set off to Lothering, the town north of here, as Morgan describes it. We will do that next time with our buddy Nathan holding our hand, most likely. Who knows? Maybe he dies in a plane crash. Goodbye.